Day 79, lower body power hour. We're gonna have 3 supersets, and each of those supersets is gonna pair a lower body movement with another lower body movement. We're gonna complete the first movement for 45 seconds, the second movement for 45 seconds with no break, and then we will rest for 30 seconds. We'll accumulate 5 reps per superset. Movement A1 is a heel elevated bottom range squat. You're gonna elevate the heels with something that you've got at home that feels very stable, and we're going to move from our bottom range to our mid range for 45 seconds. With the heels elevated, we artificially lengthen the back of our body, which often gives us a little bit more mobility to sink a little bit deeper and to also keep our feet a little bit more narrow. If this is true for you, then you're gonna execute the movement as such. Movement A2, a crossover lunge. The value in this movement is trying to get that moving knee to go on the outside of the front heel, forcing our hips to go into internal rotation. Movement B1 can be done with or without load, and they are constant tension alternating lunges. We're gonna descend into a partial squat position. We're gonna step back, return to that partial squat position, and then step back again. So we never come to this fully extended position, so we've got constant load on the legs for the entire duration of the set. Movement B2 is a beast hold. So from this quadruped position, we're gonna pull our hands through our thighs, thighs through our hands to create tension through the midsection. We're then gonna dig our toes into the floor and elevate our knees about 1 inch off the ground. We're then gonna add in hip extension. So once we're here, we're gonna kick one of our legs behind us, flexing the heck out of our glute, return, and switch. We wanna focus on quality of movement here versus quantity. So for the 45-second duration, focus on less repetitions with more control. Movement C1, we're gonna go back to the heel elevated narrow stance position, and we're gonna descend into a mid-range squat. So we're gonna descend and come up before we lock out. Descend, come back up before we lock out. So now we're working the top half of the squat pattern. Movement C2 is a front foot elevated lunge with a high knee. So we're gonna place something underneath that front foot. It doesn't have to be very high. Even 1 inch makes an incredible difference for the range of motion that we'll be getting into that's additional. We're gonna take our step back, allowing your knee to travel down towards the floor, and then we're gonna bring that front knee up with a little bit of enthusiasm. Now, the integrity of this movement is being able to use the extra range of motion that we're getting from this front elevated position. If you're having a hard time getting down towards the floor, then just kick away that front implement and go flat towards the ground so you're able to still use the range that you've got accessible to you. Once you've wrapped up the sets for the other movements, we're gonna move on to a quick plank finisher. We're gonna get into our hard plank position, whether that be from the knees and thigh area or from the toes. We're gonna spend 10 seconds pulling as hard as we can in and 5 seconds resting, 3 times. We're then gonna increase the work time to 15 seconds of pulling and 10 seconds off, 3 times. And then we'll finish with a long set of 20 seconds on and 15 seconds off for 3 reps as well. If your lower body feels powered after this hour, then give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel already, will ya?